Hello, my name is Paul Nyman. I'm the founder of Sports Engineering and Training Products, and I'd like to welcome you to SEPPRO's PCRW informational ebook. PCRW stands for Posture, Connection, Rotation, and Whip. These four words describe and define the elements, components that are most necessary to develop a high-level swing, or should I say, to possess a high-level swing. In trying to describe or to explain what PCRW is to others, I use the analogy of a building code. In other words, PCRW is a building code, specifies the requirements that must be met in order to create a high-level swing. PCRW came into being as a result of my search for a better way to describe and understand what constitutes a high-level swing. As I gained more experience and understanding of the swing process through the application of SEPPRO's training systems and equipment, I became less satisfied with what I would call the traditional way of describing or viewing the swing process. And by traditional, I mean attempts to describe the swing process in terms of individual body parts. In other words, what the hands are doing, what the feet are doing, what the shoulders are doing, so on and so forth. I had used this approach previously in an attempt to create what I would call hitting absolutes, but every time that I thought I had an absolute, I could find an exception. And most hitting instructors or hitting informationals treat these exceptions by using the word style. In other words, if a particular player didn't fit their particular model of how to use their hands or feet or body, they would attribute it to that player's style. It was only when I took what is called a systems approach to viewing the swing process that things really started to make sense to me. And by sense, I mean that there were attributes or characteristics that all high-level swings possessed. Attributes such as swing quickness, bat speed, repeatability, simplicity. And then the next step was to quantify or qualify those body actions that would create a swing that met the requirements of swing quickness, bat speed, repeatability, simplicity, efficiency, and so on. And the result of that process is PCRW. It's important to understand that PCRW is not a specific or particular instructional system. You then may ask the question, well, what is the value of PCRW then? PCRW allows you to do at least two things. Number one, it allows you to recognize what good instruction is. In other words, that the instruction will lead to a swing that meets the PCRW requirement. And secondly, from an instructional standpoint, it allows the instructor or you, the parent, to tailor or to develop a regimen, a swing training process for your son or player or daughter, result in a swing that meets the PCRW requirement. This PCRW ebook is the fourth in a series of swing training development ebooks that I've created. The three previous SEPPRO ebooks on hitting are the SEPPRO Instructor Swing Training Program, SEPPRO's Rotational Hitting for Numbies, and the most recent Teach Your Son How to Hit the Blankety Blank Out of the Ball. All three of these instructionals are based upon the PCRW specification and are my views on how to teach a high-level swing. But I also know that how the person learns how to swing is not unique in terms of the process or the instructional process itself. And what I mean by this is there's more than one way to create a high-level swing, and that my way may not be the best way for everyone, although I'd like to think it is. But I do believe that the PCRW concept, the PCRW specification, if you will, is the only way to really qualify what constitutes a high-level swing, and thus the creation of a separate PCRW ebook. And as I said previously, the real value of this ebook is that the information contained applies to any instructional method. And by instructional methods, I mean whatever words, pictures, or other way of communicating information to the player that achieves the desired goal. And based upon my 15 years of working with players and developing high-level training systems for players, that swing development goal should be PCRW. Thank you again for your interest and taking the time and making the effort to acquire this SEPPRO instructional ebook. Next page, please.